Hi, this is Tim Blankenship with Divorce661.com, and today we are talking to you about the request to enter default form. This is form FL165. There's been a lot of confusion on when and how to file it, so we're going to discuss that here briefly. This video is also embedded into our blog, so if you're reading this on our blog, you can watch the video, and you can also follow up by reading the article that we have this video embedded in. So the request to enter default. A default, we should talk a little bit about what this is for. When you file for divorce and the other party is served, that date that your spouse is served marks kind of a line in the sand as far as the jurisdiction on when your case starts. So if today is November 4th, 2013, so if your spouse was served today, two things. Number one, your divorce can't be finalized for 6 months. Sorry, I had to kind of go off on a tangent there. That 6 month mark starts the day your spouse is served. The other thing that starts on the day your spouse is served is the date at which you can file the request to enter default. Now, a default will be filed in two particular cases. Number one, a true default case, and also what's called a hybrid or default with agreement. Now, we're going to only talk about the default true default today because that's really where the 30-day period comes in. So let's get into this a bit. The request to enter default form cannot be filed with the court until 30 days have passed from the day your spouse has been served. In fact, it cannot even be 1 day before that. So I'd even say wait 31 days, wait 32 days before you submit it. And here's the trick. Do not date the form prior to that 30-day mark. It's not when you submit it, it's when you date the form. So let me give you a scenario. We had some clients that came to us for service after they attempted to do their own divorce, and they had tried to submit the request to enter default. Well, what they did was they prepared the summons, the petition, and a lot of the forms all on the same day. They filed the case, they got their spouse served, but the date they put on the request to enter default was the same date that they filed the divorce paperwork. Obviously not 30 days had elapsed. So it means you cannot prepare this form in advance. If you want to, just don't date it. The courts are now looking at the date on your request to enter default. So what I'm saying is, even if you have submitted your request to enter default 30 days after the service, so everything is good to go, and you did it right, if you dated it sooner than 30 days, they will reject it just because of the date on your form. And the reason this is because a request to enter default has to get approved by the judicial assistant or the court clerk, and it doesn't get to them right away. So when they get it, they don't know when they received that form. All they do is look at the date on the request to enter default, and if that date is under 30 days, they're going to reject it. So just keep that in mind. Real quick, I know I said I was going to talk only about the true default, but we did this video pretty quick. When you do the other style case where you're going to use the request to enter default, that's on a hybrid or that default with agreement, you're not going to submit the default request to enter default at that 30-day mark. You're going to submit the request to enter default with your judgment. Okay, I hope that makes sense. My name is Tim Blankenship, Divorce661.com. My number is 661-281-0266. Thanks for watching, and give us a call if you'd like to hire us to complete your divorce for you. I have the link below in the video if you're not already on our blog page. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.